Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing on this January 4th, 2024 daily cryptocurrency XRP blockchain technology and Bitcoin video update, daily video update. Remember to share, like, subscribe, comment down below, become members of Jabroni Killers, super chat to support the channels. Yes, Jay. This Jabroni Killers are an industry treat. $2.69 a month to help support the channel. My Robinhood and Coinbase links are below in the video description and in the pinned comment. If you would like to trade along with Vincenzo, there are some advertisements in there that give you free money. Both of those do have wallets, so you can transfer your favorite cryptocurrencies from that your current exchange to that exchange. Robinhood has 25 cryptocurrencies you can trade, and it's the cheapest and easiest with the spot price to help you fleece, heist, and chase and trade these cryptocurrency waters and to hold your crypto. Use those links below. It helps support the channel. But the like and comment, and especially the likes and shares, are what pushes us through the YouTube sphere and gets us seen by new people. And you can see, since we talked the other day, the Bitcoin price has bounced again for the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth time in groupings off the 50-day moving average. This is the third time it's bounced off of there. The volume didn't really tick up. But if you want to switch this little current consolidation and sideways trading action, you want to breach that 108,000 and you can get up to 112. But what I'm still watching is, uh, hold on, we're just watching Michigan make a basket in basketball, playing USC on the road, up by 7, it looks like, with 5 minutes to go. But what I'm still watching out for is this $89,000. If we come back and retest it, I feel like we would break that and we would be coming down maybe for our first time in the daily time frame ever since this pump started back in early November, ever since about even farther back, mid-October in 24. We haven't hit the 100-day moving average in blue, and we just hit the 100-day moving average or 50-day moving average here in red for the first time in about 2.5 months on December the 20th. And if we do come down and tap the 100-day moving average in the daily, that's down here at $86,428, which is very plausible. And then we haven't again hit the 200-day moving average since the same time back in early to mid October. And that's something that I'm paying attention for too, as there still is a chance in this correction we could come all the way back down and tag that 200-day moving average, albeit each day the price stays level about where it's at, slightly in the low to mid 90s, upper 90s, anywhere in the 90s. These moving averages will continue to slowly trend up before they go parallel and flatten out because the price action has stagnated so long. But those are the areas underneath that I'm watching. If we slip this 50-day moving average in red, we would be coming down to the 200-day, and from it, where the 50-day moving average is right now, to the 200, that's about an 8% drop in the daily, and then they get to the 200-day, that is a 17% drop. So those are the areas that I'm watching. And then, of course, our major next target, if we make a new all-time high, would be $112,000. But that's something that we've been paying attention to, and we're going to continue to pay attention to because I feel like it's very important. Is this my one with Bitcoin dominance? Of course not. Every time I'm on here, we aren't on the one that has Bitcoin dominance. Let's get back out of there because we're in the Robinhood chart. Let's go back to the Coinbase because I want to see this Bitcoin dominance, as we did have a couple of day rally in the altcoins. And as I told you, the altcoins usually like to rally. The way this works is initially when Bitcoin dominance falls in the initial week or two, when it starts to have a noticeable correction, like right back there, people sell out of Bitcoin, take some profit, and they pump them into these altcoins. And then the altcoins have a phenomenal rally of sometimes 50 to 200% very, very quickly, depending on the type of dump and the momentum and the stage of the altcoins. They could even run 400%, 500%. And that's where that 2 to 6, 7, 800% rally happened primarily right here in the altcoins from about mid to late November through early to mid December, right around the week prior to the holiday season, up into about the first 15 days of December. And then those all pumped up, like XRP peaked out and XLM and the rest of these coins peaked out at 3 to 7, even 800% up But then we had a nice rally in Bitcoin dominance. And what happens there is usually when it starts to rally and flip in Bitcoin dominance, you can see went from the 54.65% and peaked out at 59.88%. A lot of these people start to sell, especially at the beginning stages, some of the massive rallies in the altcoins they were in and take some profit. And then they dump them back into what the safe haven or the perceived safe haven in crypto is, and that's Bitcoin. And they dump some of their profits back into Bitcoin. And then the altcoins have a correction. And that's what we've seen for about 2.5 weeks. And now what we've seen over the last 5 to 6 days is the Bitcoin dominance was sitting up here at about 59.55% and quickly fell in a matter of about, let's see, from about the 24th. So about 13 or 14 days, we fell from about 60% Bitcoin dominance all the way down to current about 56, so about a 5.5% fall in Bitcoin dominance. And what that has done over the last 7 or 8 days is allow a pretty nice rally in all the altcoins from some of their sell-off levels. And if we look at a big one here, AMP hasn't really moved that much, but you can see AMP since the early to mid part December 7th, AMP has been in a correction phase. And it's not too big yet, but AMP has bounced in this most recent rally back up about 11%. Not very big. I'm still watching for the next major move up here at about 2 1/3 cent. And I'm still expecting that and forecasting it in the short to medium term. But AMP likes to consolidate for a while, so we'll continue to look at that. But something like XLM, notice how with it sold off back in here when Bitcoin dominance was rising, right? And then look what happened here. Now we've had a big pump from its low just below the 50-day moving average. We actually went up 50%. And we were talking about that at the beginning of the month as this was coming down, but we thought we might do it from the 28-cent level or the 100-day moving average, which is now actually at the 29-cent level. But we did it from a consolidating low right along and just below the 50-day moving average. And we did get that 50% pump. And now what we have to see here, do we continue to pump or are we not going to be able to hold? And that's what we talked about last time. You need to hold and use this as support. And then you can come back up and try to breach this old high of 63 cents. Or that could be forming something like a double top. So that's what we're paying attention for on the XLM price to see if we came all the way back up, have a double top. If not, we would just be having a intermediate short-term rally. And then their next fall would bring you down to the 200-day or the 100-day between 29 and this is uptrending too, between 29 and 22 cents, but most likely the 100-day in blue. So that's something that we're going to watch out for in XLM. The XRP price is the same thing. It had that nice rally, but it hasn't even touched the 200, the 50-day moving average yet unlike XLM did. And what we're going to pay attention for here is this the start of the next rally that's going to bring you all the way up to the $3.34 level? Or is this just another one of these rallies where we had the big dump, not big dump, but nice fall after the 291 peak? And then we had a 21% move, and then we gave it all back. And then we had another rally from the candle body all the way up to the wick of 21%. But if you take it from where you hit support down here at $1.88, you had a ferocious rally of 44%, and then you gave it all back. And it's just another one of those rallies right there where it's just a sell-off rally at 25% here from wick to wick. And then we continue down because you can see this little volume spike that we had right here on the recent rally up there. It was still very, very low in comparison to the recent rally in the daily volume. If we zoom out of here and get that out just to clear this up, the daily volume is still trending very, very low. And you can see where we had our big pump starting here, we had that increasing volume in the daily and in the mean, which is this line right there. And ever since about the beginning to the first week of December, we've been steadily declining, right? Even with this little recent volume spike, it really wasn't that impressive. And could that just be a small gain? And then we get rejected and start to tail out in the volume again, and the sellers come back in to take more profit. And then we come back down to maybe this $1.97 and hit the 50-day moving average for the first time since way back here in the daily of early November, just before the Trump election, and maybe even bring $1.58 into play. We're going to continue to pay attention to that because on any kind of breakout here, $3.34 is your major overhead target. Cardano's doing the same thing. It's had a nice rally off of the 50-day moving average, and we're going to continue to pay attention for that. H bar, same thing after it's had its big rally. You can see it had a big volume spike here. See that? We had that pumping volume and pumping price, and now we've had the down and sideways consolidation with the falling volume, right? So we're going to pay attention to see if this is a consolidation to have another big pump, and maybe we have another move like we have right here where you could say this is your flagpole from the start of the move from the Trump election up. This is your consolidation. And then the point of the breakout would be right in here. And maybe your next move is all the way back up into $2 range, which would be an all-time high, I believe. I don't know how high H bar's ever been for the weekly. Yeah, you're all damn. H bar actually came that far up. I didn't know it was that big of a move. H bar actually came all the way back up to almost an all-time high in that 2 week span, and that was from a swing low to where it's at now, a 7x return similar to XRP, and we actually did get back to all-time highs. And now is that going to continue up into the $4 range, or as we see in the weekly volume, we're falling steadily with an up and sideways. Now, if you go to the weekly, we have the up and sideways consolidation right here with the falling volume. That's usually a bearish or a short to medium term bearishness as sellers could come in. And could we have a dump down back closer to these moving averages and get rejected near this all-time high? That's something we're going to continue to watch out for. H bar, I haven't really been paying attention to H bar as much because there are so many different coins to pay attention to. Shiba coins, the same thing. We had a ferocious rally in Shiba coin. We want to be in the daily time frame. You can see Shiba almost got back up until where we had this huge rally the second time after a long decline. And we had a massive, massive rally from August of 24 all the way up on this relief rally of 200% after the beginning of the year. This rally actually started earlier. The beginning of the year, we did have a 10x return or nearly a 10x return there. From there to there was a 300% move, right? And now we're trading at a resistance and support line. So we'll see if that starts to trade back down. And this area right here looks something like this look like, and we come back down, or if we're going to continue up and break up, that's something that we have to pay attention to. Algo also had a massive, massive move, and it did come back down, and it's been trading along the 50-day moving average now ever since it hit this major upper resistance at the green trading area, and it's been supported on the 50-day and the top part of this red support and resistance area. And that's something that we're going to pay attention to over the next coming days, as it could come back up to 53 cents. But if it gets rejected and the volume and all these coins continue to tread down, that might give some credence that we're going to start trading to lower levels here. I don't know what's going on with this. Must be locked. Unlock. To trade some lower levels because, come on, because when the volume starts to fall and doesn't keep increasing, it makes it harder for the price action to continue to the upside. And that's what I wanted to look at here overall in the coins. It's been pumping a little bit. I wanted to take a look at that this evening. Here on late evening hours, just after about approaching or just after the 9 p.m. on January the 4th. Stick with old Vincenzo. Comment down below on some of the coins you want me to go over in the next update. Peace and love.